Okay, I'm doing a video just to basically show something that you should look out for on the BC168. I recently built a pack for a gentleman, and I had the pack returned for a cell being dead. Okay, so here's it was a pack that was supposed to go in the frame. I just disassembled it, and here are the two packs that had cell number 6 being dead. Now, when I assembled the pack, I made sure I wrote everything out. And if there was an offending cell, it should have been cell number 2 of these packs. That should have been the weak cell, but in this case, it was cell number 6. Now, so the guy sent me the battery, the charger, the power supply, and everything to figure out what's wrong. The first thing I noticed was when you look at the charger, the JST connector for the charger, you'll be like, oh man, automatically that's a reverse polarity, and it's real easy to reverse a polarity on these chargers. But upon further inspection, the pin is totally there, and it's not vaporized or molten or anything like that. So that charring had to come from somewhere. So turn So look at the JST plug that normally goes with the charger. This is the balance board that normally comes with the charger, and this is how it will plug in. You will notice that the chart marks are on the outer edges. Same thing with this plug. Now, again, you'll still think that is reverse polarity, but all the pins are there. And they actually, they make contact. I mean, if I plug a pack into it, it will actually show up on the charger. So that's plugged into the charger. And I'm going to use a known to be good pack, which is one of my packs down here. So let's plug that in. Alright, it shows 3.9 across the board, so this board is making contact. Even though despite the charred plug and everything, this board still works, and it works in all ports. So I'm going to unplug this. Now I'm gonna plug in an offending pack that had a problem with cell 6. So plug that in. Alright, you look at the BC168, you see all of them except for this last channel is lit up. Let's plug in the second pack. Now these were permanently parallel on the last group. I mean on the cell level, so let's plug that in. Alright, this is the second pack. Same thing, it's at 0. So here's my theory on what happened. There was always obviously a problem right here to where this wire, the one wire on the outer edges was heating up, and then also on the board you see a slight discoloration. Now here are the 2-to-1 cables that were plugged in, and this is the offending one that would be plugged in to the board, like so. And even still, when you look at the polarity and how the pins line up, it wasn't a reverse polarity issue, so it'll plug in like so. I think what happened is the pin that's in there, it somehow opened up to where there was an open circuit. So when he started charging the batteries, he has 3 groups of batteries and he was charging them individually. I think the pin on one of the connectors opened up to where it wasn't making a good connection, and it's obviously been working. It's been doing this for quite some time, especially since, you're looking at the charring of the plug. Like I said, the plug isn't vaporized. It's just, I think there was a high resistance connection on those pins that just caused it to heat up, and then as they heated up, the contact expanded to where it was an open circuit, so that when he went to go charge this battery group that it plugged into the charger, he thought all the cells were charged, but that last cell wasn't populated. So you see 4.2 across the board, you're like, okay, all right, let's keep it moving, let's go on to the next group. And so he finally got done charging all three groups and went out for a ride, not knowing that the last cell group in the pack wasn't charged. So he ended up over discharging it, and it ruined the cell. Since they were connected in parallel, it ended up ruining the cell number 6 in both packs. So basically, I'm just telling you if you see something like this on your JST plugs, basically just go ahead and replace it. I don't care. I mean, and I think it's like one of those things that JST plugs aren't really meant for a high cycle count. They're meant to be plugged in so many times before you have to retire them. So like I would say every 3 or so months, 3 or 4 months, I would just go ahead and replace it. It's not that these are bad, but since this is an aggressive charger that charges 8 amps through the balance taps, that is a lot of current for it. And apparently that's I'm not saying it's a common failure, but that's what I'm getting from all of this. I didn't find any punctures or anything on the cell. I mean, the cells were good. And again, like I said, if there was a weak cell, it should have been these two, cell number 2 failing on both packs, but they were giving way more. I mean, they were giving more than the capacity they should have. So, I mean, in my mind, these packs were perfect. All the packs were giving their capacity and then some. So this was, I don't think this was a cell failure. I think this was just a charger. The cables that went to the charger fell prematurely and caused it to stop charging that last cell. Now, also, I would like to give you a notice on whenever you're charging, you will see the charger 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, but whatever cell that was the lowest, it'll show 4.2, but whenever you unplug the charger and plug it back in, that offending cell that it had to bring up will still be low. So you'll see 4.2 in it, plug it back in, it might be at 4.17, 4.18, and you'll top it off again, and this will continue to happen like it has like a false delta reading. I know that the BC168 stops and starts automatically. I mean, it stops and starts the charge cycle automatically to check the voltage, but there seems to be false delta reading where it terminates the charge before its time, and therefore it may show 4.2 across the board, but you wait a minute later and check it again, and you can check it on a cell log or any other meter. That cell will be low, and you'll plug it back in the charger, and it will top it off again. It will say it's fully charged, but it's not fully charged. Then it will, you'll start it up again, and try to top it off some more. So that's another thing that you got to watch out for with the BC168. It's a wonderful charger if you have a disbalanced pack. It's the greatest thing ever to pull a pack back in balance. But though, what the thing that I showed you and the false delta reading that I told you about, that's something that you need to look out for in the future. All right, thanks for watching.